The story begins in the middle of the night. The moon shining brightly as ever, was a green-haired female, who seemed to be coughing up blood, injured by someone. Next to her was another pink-haired female who was also worried about her. Senior sister, are you alright? The pink hair's name is Bei Xiaohei of Flower Group, and the green hair's name, Bei Qinger of Flower Group. I'm alright, she replied back. However, the people who were chasing them did not give them a chance to rest, as they surrounded them with no escape. We need to escape from this disaster. The one who was leading was a busty purple-haired girl. Humph, you're still thinking of running away after offending the Empress? You'd better turn yourself in for committing such a grave mistake. A grave mistake? What nonsense! Shouted back Bei Xiaohei and continued as the scene shifted to the afternoon. We participated in your Wuji sex ceremony, and saw you worshipping a person using the ritual of worshipping heaven and earth. Why are they doing this? Are they not afraid that the person will be swallowed by the heavens and earth? Asked the pink-haired Bei Xiaohei, which naturally caught everyone's attention, as if she said something taboo. I only asked the question because I was curious, but that made you guys hunt us down. She continued ferociously. Your Wuji sect treats human lives as worthless. It's clearly a demonic sect. Annoyed, the girl with purple hair spoke out sarcastically. You asked a question only out of curiosity? You should know that the person you were discussing is the Empress's master. Hearing that both of the girls from the flower group were shocked, the Empress's master? Huh? Could it be? That's right. It's the legendary Demon Supreme. She replied back, and continued, not only is he the master of the Empress, but even the Poison Supreme of the South, and the bloodthirsty assassin of Wanxi City were also taught by him. You dare misspeak that the Demon Supreme will be swallowed by the heavens and earth. Unsheathing her sword, she also added, the Empress has already been kind enough by not wiping out your whole sect. In your next life, mind your own business, and keep your mouth shut. With that, she launched herself at them for an attack, and behind her were her followers also rushing to attack, and seeing them attack, Bai Qinger shouted, Xiaova, run, I will hold her back. However, before the skirmish could begin, a cracking sound resounded in the sky, crack, and in the next seconds, the lightning that was causing a commotion descended down with great speed and power, which struck in between the fight, stopping the battle. Bang! After everyone stepped back, Bai Qinger asked, what's going on? As the earth dragon turned over, however, looking up, the people saw that it was not the end of things. Oh, what's happening? At the peak of the mountain, there was a figure of a man in the middle of the storm, who seemed to have just opened his eyes after what seemed to be a long time. His name, Ye Shen, former head of the Zuanti sect. The Mick, who now thought, no breakthrough. The realm is still the same even after 100 years of seclusion, but it looks like the physical body is sanctified. I should be considered immortal now, right? Let's count this as a successful exit. After that, he unleashed his aura and power. The seas and mountains below were blown away, his power also reaching the people who were fighting not too long ago, and they could only also be blown away by his terrifying power. Seemingly oblivious to his surroundings, he continued to unleash more of his power, waving his hands to execute some techniques. The techniques which were causing massive destruction everywhere, especially to the purple-haired girl and her subordinates, as they were all sent flying. Wow, what are you doing? She asked loudly, but there was no response and only mayhem. Realizing that they were at a disadvantage, the girl could only curse. Damn it, there is an expert protecting them. So we must report to the sect leader immediately. Retreat, she shouted, and with that they all ran. On the other side, the one who just caused a commotion was just chuckling to himself. Not bad. The power, this body. Before he could finish his thought, he finally glanced down to look at the aftermath of his own doing, and realizing there were people down there, he suddenly thought, someone's there. Was there someone on the mountain I just cut down? He then panicked. Oh no, I didn't notice them at all. I didn't accidentally hurt anyone, right? I have to confirm quickly. With that, he flew down, and seeing him, Bai Xiao pointed up at him. Sister, that person is rushing over here. And as he landed, the ground beneath them collapsed and the wind blew ferociously, also affecting the two females. However, with that, we got to witness a lovely scene, as the pink-haired grabbed her senior sister's soft pillows. Are you okay? He asked. The scene then shifts to some few minutes later, as he was briefed about their situation. So that's it. So you're saying that you accidentally said the wrong thing, and you were being hunted down by the Wuyi sect just for that? Nodding their heads, they agreed. Wuyi sect. The name sounds quite nice. It's very similar to my Zuanji sect, he thought to himself. And the title of Empress that you mentioned is also quite domineering. But no matter how domineering you are, you can't randomly kill someone just because they misspoke. If my disciple Luan Yener was here, She definitely wouldn't allow such a thing to happen. Bai Xiao jumped to praise. Senior is undoubtedly an expert. Your disciple must be a person of noble character as well, right, sister? Her sister, however, on the other hand, was looking rather pale as she could only stutter out. Not waiting any longer, Ye Shen turned to leave. All right, since you're fine, I won't stay any longer. Take care of yourselves. I have something to do. I shall take my leave. With that he kicked the ground and flew away, leaving them speechless. Wow, an expert is an expert after all. He disappeared in an instant. Will we also be this powerful in the future? Sister? Sister? Not hearing a response, she glanced at her senior sister, who was now trembling and shaking in fear. Her legs also later gave in and she could not help but fall down. With a shaky voice she repeated what she heard. Luan Yaner. He said his disciple's name is Luan Yaner. Xiaova, did you forget? The Empress hunting us down is also called Luan Yaner. Hearing her, Xiaova also became pale, shifting to her boy Ye Shen, who was oblivious about actually being the demon supreme. He was happily thinking about how his lovely disciples are doing now. A flashback then occurred, as he was being addressed by someone. Master, master, master. With the last call he jolted awake. The scenery was one of war, dead bodies and fierce battles. Behind him was a little girl, and other disciples who were worried. The little girl then asked Ye Shen, her master, if he was really going to abandon them and enter seclusion. Laughing he replied, don't worry, your master has already killed all the rebels. In the next 100 years, no one will dare to offend my Xuanji sect easily. Everyone doesn't have to be afraid. However, he was interrupted by the little Empress, who shouted, no, and with tears in her eyes continued, I don't want the master to leave. However, he was not going to change his mind as he also shouted, stop it. I exhausted all of my skills just so that all of you can live peacefully in the future. But master won't be able to protect you forever. Understood? Xuanji sect, heed my command. With that the other disciples all knelt on the floor to listen to his commands. From this day forth, all disciples of my sect must calm their hearts and focus on honing their skills. During my 100 years of seclusion, restore the sect to its former glory. Indeed, returning to the present, the sect seemed to be thriving, which naturally impressed Ye Shen. Oh, in just 100 years, the spiritual vein in the sect's spiritual mountain has been revived. How interesting. I'll go down and take a look. Arriving at the front gate, the people around him seemed to be startled by his appearance and his outfit. Hey, oh heavens, this outfit. Go. Let's go home quickly. With that said, a path opened for him. The guy, still oblivious to everything, was smiling ignorantly, also not noticing the fear in the people around him. Feeling happy, he said to himself, even the market outside the sect is so prosperous. Not bad, not bad. Sure enough, letting my disciples train and gain experience was the right decision. While walking, something caught his attention. Oh, wow. These things are still popular. In his head, he was thinking, in the past, they only sold things like the 1,000 miles killing talisman and body exploding pill. Seems like life is getting better these days. However, looking closely at the figure of the puppet, he suddenly thought, hold on, this wooden puppet. Why does it look so familiar? Of course it does, as it looked exactly like him. However, still oblivious, he turned to ask the stall owner, excuse me, your wooden puppet, which great deity is it modeled after? Fearing to answer the question, the stall owner panicked and suddenly shouted, I run a small business. Please have mercy and let me go. Speaking of which, there's a deity. If you raise your head by 3 inches, it's better if you turn back quickly. Ye Shen could only stand there dumbfounded. However, he still listened to his instructions, lifting his head 3 inches, wanting to see the deity. Before his eyes was a huge statue that looked exactly like him. He then wondered, damn it, what's going on? This statue is dressed just like me. It's too big. Looking at the bottom of the statue, there seemed to be some writing. Wu Yi sect. The words Wu Yi sect truly confused him further, as Wu Yi sect is his own. He then thought to himself, isn't this the Xuanji sect? Wu Yi sect. The lady who claimed to be from the flower group said that she was being hunted down by the Wu Yi sect. Right. Could it be? However, before he could realize his thoughts, the shout interrupted. It's him. Pointing at our boy, the guy continued to inform the guards. This thief intentionally dressed like the statue of the deity, stealing from stores, spreading false rumors. He is the reason why everyone shut their doors and won't come out. The female guards in black then confronted him. To be so lawless in broad daylight. You dog. You deserve to be executed. Surprised, he could only respond, how is it lawless if I'm wearing my own clothes? Pointing at the statue, he further wanted to ask, what is up with that massive statue over there? Also, my Xuanji, However, before he could finish asking, they were all already in the sky jumping to attack him, take him down. They shouted. Not fully prepared for their impatience, he yelled out, "I haven't finished talking yet." The female guards unleashed their binding attack. The solidified chaotic star, 8 gates golden lock formation. The chains then bound him. However, Ma Dude was still annoyed at the fact that they did not let him finish talking, and so he broke free from the chains that bound him. "Let me finish my words," he uttered. Seeing this, the female guards could not help but be left stunned. "What?" "The golden lock formation Her Majesty bestowed us was broken in an instant. But Her Majesty is the only person who could break this formation. Don't tell me that he is." With that realization, the girl panicked and turned towards her fellow sisters, who were also now beginning to understand the situation, and with a nod, as if to confirm everything. The scene after that was truly not expected, as the female guards began to undress bit by bit, tearing and pulling all that covered the precious assets. Mesmerized by the scene before him, Yeshin could not help but cover his eyes in embarrassment, although barely covering them. Insignificant trickery," he stuttered. "Save it. Seduction is useless to me." Well, sadly, they weren't putting on a show for us, but rather changing their dark black clothes, adding some white to it. They then polluted out some confetti, as if to celebrate his return. Bowing respectfully, they all shouted a huge welcome to Yeshin, welcoming him to his Wui sect. "Welcome to the Wui sect, Yeshin." "Oh," he replied back. However, the female guards did not give him too much time to think, as in the next second, one of them was pushing him forward while also clarifying, "You must be the creator of the golden lock formation, Venerable Yeshin." "But yes, but we have to trouble you to follow us to the stargazing tower. Her Majesty is waiting for you." Still surprised by everything, he asked, "Her Majesty, who? Waiting for me? What in the world do you mean?" "It's exactly as I said. Please don't worry. Once you reach there, you'll understand everything." In the next second, Ma Dude was in front of the stargazing tower main hall. A female voice then cut through the silence, asking, "Was it you who broke the golden lock formation?" "That's right. I am the Zuenji sect's leader, Yeshin. I'm here to inquire why my sect." However, before he could finish, the figure behind ran then jumped, wanting to embarrass our boy. It turned out it was the now grown-up demon Empress. Her eyes became teary, and she could not help but speak her feelings. "After 100 years, I'm finally able to see you, Master. Yaner misses you so much." Hearing her say that, he was truly surprised, as the last time he saw her, she was just a silly little girl that only knew how to cry. Luan Yaner, he wondered, as she was embracing him. Yeshen, on the other hand, still hadn't had time to process what was going on the whole day. "Wait a second, why you let go of me first?" he said. However, it seemed those words triggered her as she denied. "That won't do," she responded silently. "I waited so painfully for your return." As she was saying that, it could be seen that her head was not okay, as she was making seductive expressions all that time, as if she was about to go crazy. "This time, no matter what you say, I will never let you go again. Even in death, we shall be buried together." With that, we got to meet the demon Empress, and to find out more of what the seductive Empress will do